Good morning, everyone. It's Renee from Lovely Lavender Wishes. Hope you're having a very blessed day. We are finishing up, or almost finishing up, our lined altered journal. So yesterday you had the assignment. As you all can tell, I'm a homeschool mom, or I was a homeschool mom, and I'm giving you assignments. But we had the assignment to go through our journal and stencil and do little mini clusters. So it took me all day pretty much to go through and stencil up my book. So I want to show you, I'm not going to show you all the pages, but all I did was go through, as you can see here, I went through and stenciled. I did not make a cluster on every page. So the first phase I did is I went through and I went to every page that was kind of empty and stenciled up in some way, just stenciled. Just put stencils. Here I put a little tuck spot from that card that I told you all I was going to do. But as you can see, look, every page has some kind of stencil on it. Then my second phase I did is I went through and added clusters. They might have been like actual clusters with some scrap paper, or I might have just added some washi tape. But again, I didn't do it on every page, as you can see, just, you know, just some pages throughout. Then my third phase is I went through and I added all my gold accents. So either they were splattered accents, or as on that other page that I had, it might have been gold stenciling. So I went through and either gold stenciled or did my little splatters. Here's some with washi tape. Here's some splatters. You can see it's got that shimmer and shine. So that was my third phase. Then my fourth phase is I went through and I had to add, y'all, some girly stuff. So I had to add, you know, some gold ribbon. I added some white lace. I added some pink lace, some more white lace, and some gold. So gold, pink, and white was what I added. And all I did was just glue these to the edges. So I went through my rooms, checked out, you know, what kind of pastel-y type ribbon I had, maybe some gold, and that's what I did. But it pretty much took me all day to go through the whole journal, stencil, do the little collages, and then go through with the gold accents and then add the lace. So today I really wanted to show you guys some cool ways that you can do some really cool borders for your tags or your journal cards or even your pages in your junk journals. So that's what we're going to be working on today, is working on making, you know, journal cards or tags to fit in all of our pockets in our junk journals. And one technique I'm going to use is, you know, one of these techniques that I'm going to show you on my journal cards. So I thought I was out of tinfoil, the foil. I found this one little last piece left, so I want to show you how this works in case you haven't seen it before. These come in rolls or sheets, very, very thin. I think it's called something like reactive foil or activated foil, something like that. But it's really, really thin. And how this works is you can make little accents with this. So one way you can do a really cool border, and let's say this is a tag or a journal card, you would pretend you're inking up the side with glue. And if you want, you know, I don't know if you can see, if you want some you know, deeper spots, you'll push the glue inwards. Otherwise, you pretend you're inking up your edge, right? And then you're going to put your foil on that, rub it down, and usually what I do is take a card and burnish it down, make sure it's really on there. So I burnish it down. Some of these are heat activated, so you have to use a heat gun, but this one I find you don't need to. And then you pull it up, and y'all, look at that. Oops, some got on my, we'll just wipe that off later, but look at that. Look at that edging you get. It's like a cool, like, spatter. It's kind of like gold flakes, but you get this cool edging along the side. And if there's a spot that you want more gold on, just go in with more glue, add it, do it again, and pull it off, and you'll have more there. So you can always add more if you want. And then I find with an X-Acto knife, if it's in a spot you don't like, you can scrape it off, so no problem. But this is a cool way that you can get like some cool effects. You could even do it in the middle of your thing, but this is if you wanted to do like a really cool edging. Now, like I said before, I thought I didn't have any of this left. So if you don't have any of this, let's toss that. You can find other ways to do it. If you have any kind of metallic washi tape, you would kind of do it the same way. So let's do it on this side. I'm going to take my glue, pretend I'm inking up and edging up the side. Okay, we'll just do it halfway down because I got some other stuff to show you. So you take your washi tape, whatever kind it may be. You're going to put the flat edge against the edge of your piece of paper. Tear that. Then you're going to use your nail to start, because sometimes it's hard to get it started. A nail or scissors. I might need a scissors here. You get the tear started. Let me grab the scissors. So get a tear started, and then you're going to tear it with your fingers, and you're going to pull it in and pull it out and pull it in and pull it out. So you get like this, you know, like jagged effect. And then look, so put that to the side. We could use that for something else. And then you would just cut off, you know, this edge right here. And look at that. Look at that cool edging you'd get. So here is with the foil. This is a rose gold, so it's not like a gold, but it's a rose gold. So you're gonna get a different color, but you also get a different effect. It's kind of like scattered and kind of look like a crackle effect. This one, you're gonna have a more solid border. Now you could do this with any washi tape. It doesn't have to be metallic. Let's see, here's my grid washi tape, for instance. You can have any washi tape. You would do the same thing. You would put your glue down, because, you know, with washi tape, you want to put glue down because a lot of times the washi tape, you know, doesn't stick as well. You know, it's removable. So if you put glue down, it'll hold it better. So you can do your washi tape along the side. Same technique. You hold a piece down and start tearing it, and just tear it inside, you know, in and out like this. So you get like a wavy feel. If you want, you can tear it straight if you want a straight edge, but I like this like kind of frayed look, so it looks like it was like torn as you go. And here's my border here. You can see that. So you could use any type of washi tape. You can even use, this is, I don't know, like a tin foil. This is like a Christmas tissue paper type, but it's like kind of like tin foil, but it's like a foil. You do the same thing. You would put the glue down, hold it, get it started, and tear it. Now this, you would have to have some really good glue down to hold this, because it'll, you know, it's really slippery. And to tear, you might have to use the scissors to cut it and get it started, and then tear it, or use the scissors. You could use like a jagged, like torn scissors to cut it and tear it and glue it as you go, and make an edge along the side of whatever tag or journal card. So you can use that. You can use scrapbook paper. You can do the same thing. So whatever scrapbook paper you have, ink your side, ink it with glue. Ink your side with glue. And then you would put the straight edge, again, against your straight edge. Start and just kind of follow along. Whoop, make sure it sticks. It's tearing on the wrong side, but and then you can have this like torn look. I mean, you could also do it you could tear it, you know, with your finger like this, and then glue it along the side, but whichever way. I mean, but you get this really cool border effect. So that's another thing you can do. You can use tissue paper. So this tears very easily, the tissue paper. This one's got glitter little dots in it. You can use just plain tissue paper, you know, plain color tissue paper, and do a border along the side. I had this paper. Now this is not the foil paper, so you can't put it on, burnish it, and pull it up. This is just like regular, like metallic paper. So you would do it the same way as you would do with the washi tape. You would glue and start a tear and just tear it as you go, and it would stick down, you know, like that on your paper. If I had glue there, let's just put some glue there. It's helpful to put the glue down first put your paper against it and then tear as you go, because then it just holds it. But you can tear it on your own and then come back and glue it to the page, whatever. It's just, I like to make it as simple as possible, so it eliminates a step. If I put the glue down, put this down, tear it as I go. But here's the piece of paper. So again, a kind of a different look than the washi tape. The washi tape's got a different shimmer to it than this paper does. And that's got a different shimmer to it than the tinfoil does. And then that's different than the washi tape. So, you know, and that's different than the scrapbook paper. So it depends what kind of look you're looking for. But you can use that. If you have this kind of sticker paper, this is a glittery sticker paper. It comes off like this. You can stick this, you know, cut a strip, stick it to the side, and then tear it as you go. So there's so many, I mean, there's literally, you know, the sky's the limit as to how you can do this. But when I was so frustrated because I really wanted a gold border around my tags for this journal, and I thought I was out of the tinfoil, the foil, so I found my gold washi tape. I'm like, ooh, that'll look, you know, that'll work just as well. So let me show you what I started working on yesterday, if I could find it. Okay, right here. So I have all these cards. I'm trying to use up my cards. And this one I have, let me see if I could find. They were all cards like this, like birthday cards. They all have the gold accent on it and all these flowers, and I had a whole stack of them. So I was like, oh, perfect. I could use these as journal cards or as tags. So I started with this one. This is gonna go in this side pocket here. And as you can see, I used the tin foil as my border on this one. And then this was part of the card as well, and I just cut it out and made a little tab for it, and I added a word phrase. So this was already done. This was the card, this was part of the card, and so I just used what I had. I just mounted it to a scrapbook piece of paper, so you have room to journal or put pictures or whatever on the back, and then I added a little flower charm with gold eyelet and a jump ring. Easy peasy. So that's what I did there. And then I started working on this one. Again, another one of those cards. Now this is going to go in my top loading pocket. So I'm going to come up with either a tab or maybe some gold ribbon or something to stick out so you can pull it out. So this will go in the top loading card because this is a vertical card. And this one, as you can see, I used the different method. This one I used my gold washi tape for the edges here. So I did that up here, the top and bottom, the gold washi tape, so for that accent. And I also used gold washi tape for the little petals back here. And then I put a flower here. And then I mounted it on some scrapbook paper. So I'm using up a lot of my scrapbook paper. I'm getting all my pastel scrapbook paper and I'm gonna come up with, like I said, like something for the top to pull it out. So that's another one. Let's see, I've started another one. So I have all these pockets to fill. So your assignment for today would be to start making your little journal cards or tags for all your pockets. And again, I'm trying to use up what I have. So I'm using up all these cards. And it says birthday greetings here, but I found a little quote that I can ink up and just stick right over that, you know, and maybe put some, I'm debating about some sari silk or maybe as a tab or whatever. And this one's going to go on some purple, and I'm going to come up with, you know, I'm going to do one of my gold accents along the sides again. And then you have journaling card on the back. So use up what you have. Now another way, so that's what I'll be working on today, is all my journal cards and tags. My little tags for, let's see, my pockets. So journal cards for these big pockets, and then I'm going to come up with some tags and stuff for the little napkin pockets. For, you know, these. Come up with something for these. I'm going to try to use as many cards as I can. Now let's say you don't want to use paper at all. Okay. Another thing you can do is use your embossing powder. So you would take your Versamark and kind of do the same thing. Ink up the sides and like push it in a little bit, ink up the sides, get it all uneven. Pour your embossing powder, shake it off, heat dry it, you know, heat activate it, and then you would have embossing powder along the side. That's another thing you can do. You can also use any kind of, remember I've been using the gold paste. It's the same paste that we used for the front cover. So you can use something like this with your finger and just rub it along the side. That's another option. You can use metallic paint. So the metallic paint that I have been using in these pages for the splatters and for the stenciling, you can take a brush and brush it on. You could take your finger and rub it on. So if you want that kind of rough kind of, you know, look along the side, if you want it to be kind of rustic. If you want it to be a straight line, take a brush, do that. You can even mask it off and paint the edges. If you want a certain design, you can put a stencil on here, paint the edges, whatever you want. But there's so many ways that you can just add a little bit to your journal cards without much work. You know what I mean? Like you can get a really cool effect. Now, another thing I wanted to try, if I could find my stencils, let me see. Let me see if I can find like a chevron type stencil. I was gonna see if, I haven't tried this before, so I was gonna see if it would work. Let's just do these because this is easy squares. Now I'm gonna try it a couple ways. I'm gonna try putting glue down here, put my stencil on top of that, and then take my gold and rub it in to the glue. I might have to burnish it. Let me grab, I have a little burnishing brush here. So you might have to go into the stencil. I don't know, I've never tried this before. I'm gonna see if it's gonna work. And then I wonder if I pull this off, it didn't work too well. Maybe I'm gonna have to practice and play around with this. I might have to burnish it more, and there's glue up here. You might have to really burnish it. There might be an easier way to do this. I was gonna try another way too, so let's see if, maybe if I sit there and really burnish it well, and then you pull it off, and then you would have, I was gonna try to see if I had the stencil design in there. Now I'm wondering, what was the other way I was gonna try? Maybe if you glue, you need something to grab, or maybe if I heat activate it, it might work better. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with this, but I was gonna try to see if there was a way that I can, you know, use a stencil and get the foil in that, you know, that stencil pattern on the paper and just kind of pull it up. I mean, it works a little bit, but not as clear as I want it to work. I don't know. I'll have to fool around with that. But I was going to try that too. So you can try a variety of different things and see how, you know, it would work and how you can get the image on. You could maybe just glue, you know, if you get some wet glue and brush it on through the stencil and then do it. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have to fool around with this. But, you know, take all your equipment, your supplies, and fool around and see what you can do. But this is what I'll be working on today. All my journal cards, and I'll be putting some different cool edges on them. But hopefully this will get your creative juices flowing and you thinking of other ways that you can like jazz up the edges of your journal cards, your tags, even your pages. But this is what I'll be working on today, is working on these little journal cards for all my pockets. So have fun creating. I will see you all next time. Have a very blessed day. Bye-bye.